Michael Benjamin Bay is an American filmmaker. He is known for directing big-budget action films characterized by fast-cutting, stylistic visuals and extensive use of special effects, including frequent depiction of explosions. His films, which include the science fiction disaster thriller Armageddon, the epic war film Pearl Harbor and the science fiction action films in the Transformers film series, have grossed over $5 billion worldwide. He is co-founder of commercial production house The Institute, aka the Institute for the Development of Enhanced Perceptual Awareness. He is co-chair and part owner of the digital effects house Digital Domain. He co-owns Platinum Dunes, a production house which has remade horror movies including The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, The Amityville Horror, The Hitcher, Friday the 13th and A Nightmare on Elm Street. Despite his considerable success at the international box office, Bay's work is generally held in low esteem by film critics, and his name is often used pejoratively among art house circles. While films such as The Rock and Transformers received mildly positive reviews, his three sequels in the Transformers film series were all panned. Early life. Michael Bay was born in Los Angeles, California. He was raised by his adoptive parents Harriet, a bookstore owner, child psychiatrist, and Jim, a certified public accountant. He was raised Jewish. His grandfather was from Russia. His cousin, Susan Bay, is the widow of the late Star Trek actor Leonard Nimoy. He attended the exclusive Crossroads School in Santa Monica, California. Bay often traces his interest in action films back to an incident during his childhood. As a boy, he attached some firecrackers to a toy train and filmed the ensuing fiery disaster with his mother's 8mm camera. The fire department was called and he was grounded. Career. Bay got his start in the film industry interning with George Lucas when he was 15, filing the storyboards for Raiders of the Lost Ark, which he thought was going to be terrible. His opinion changed after seeing it in the theater, and he was so impressed by the experience that he decided to become a film director. He graduated from Wesleyan University in 1986, majoring in both English and film. He was a member of the Psi Upsilon fraternity and a favorite student of film historian Janine Basinger. For his graduate work, he attended Art Center College of Design in Pasadena, where he also studied film. Michael Bay began working at Propaganda Films, directing commercials and music videos, 2 weeks after finishing his postgraduate degree. His 90-second World War II-inspired Coca-Cola advertisement was picked up by Capitol Records. His first national commercial for the Red Cross won a Clio Award in 1992. He directed Goodby, Silverstein and Partners Got Milk advertisement campaign for the California Milk Processors Board in 1993. Bay's success in music videos gained the attention of producers Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson, who selected him to direct his first feature-length film, Bad Boys. The film was shot in Miami in 1994 and starred Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. The action film proved to be a breakout role for Smith, who was segueing from television to films at that time. Shooting in Miami was a good experience for Bay, who would later own a home in the city and spend a great deal of time there. The film was completed for $19 million and grossed a remarkable $141 million at the box office in the summer of 1995. Bay's success led to a strong partnership and friendship with Jerry Bruckheimer. His follow-up film, The Rock, was an action movie set on Alcatraz Island, and in the San Francisco Bay Area. It starred Sean Connery, Nicolas Cage and Ed Harris. It was also produced by Jerry Bruckheimer and Don Simpson, the latter of whom died 5 months before the film's release. The film is dedicated to him. Connery and Cage won Best On-Screen Duo at the MTV Movie Awards in 1997, and the film was nominated for an Academy Award in the Best Achievement in Sound category for the work of Greg P. Russell, Kevin O'Connell, and Keith A. Wester. In 1998, Bay collaborated with Jerry Bruckheimer again, this time as a co-producer, as well as directing the action-adventure film Armageddon. The film, about a group of tough oil drillers who are sent by NASA to deflect an asteroid away from a collision course with Earth, starred Bruce Willis, Billy Bob Thornton, Ben Affleck and Liv Tyler. It was nominated for 4 Oscars at the 71st Academy Awards, including Best Sound, Best Visual Effects, Best Sound Editing, and Best Original Song. The film earned $9.6 million on its opening day and a total of $36.5 million through the first weekend. The production budget, $140 million, was one of the highest of the summer of 1998. Armageddon went on to gross over $553 million worldwide. In 2001, Bay directed Pearl Harbor. It starred Ben Affleck, Josh Hartnett, Kate Beckinsale and Cuba Gooding, Jr. The film was released on Memorial Day weekend in 2001. Again, Bay produced the film with Jerry Bruckheimer. The film received 4 Academy Award nominations, including Best Sound, Best Visual Effects, Best Sound Editing and Best Song. Again, Kevin O'Connell received another nomination for Best Sound, but he did not win. Pearl Harbor won in the category for sound editing, making it Bay's first film to win an Oscar. Michael Bay also directed the music video for nominated track There You'll Be, by vocal artist Faith Hill. Bay re-teamed with Will Smith and Martin Lawrence for Bad Boys 2, a sequel which also marked Bay's 5th collaboration with Jerry Bruckheimer. The film grossed $138 million domestically, enough to cover the production budget, and $273 million worldwide, almost twice as much as the first movie. In 2005, Bay directed The Island, a science fiction film starring Ewan McGregor and Scarlett Johansson. It was the first film Michael Bay made without Jerry Bruckheimer. The Island cost $126 million to produce. It earned $46 million domestically and $172 million worldwide. Bay stated that he was not comfortable with the domestic marketing campaign as it confused the audience as to the true subject of the film. In 2007, he directed and teamed up with Steven Spielberg to produce Transformers, a live-action film based on the Transformers franchise. The film was released in the US and Canada on July 3, 2007, with 8 p.m. preview screenings on July 2. The previews earned $8.8 million, and in its first day of general release it grossed $27.8 million, a record for Tuesday box office attendance. It broke the record held by Spider-Man 2 for the biggest July 4th gross, making $29 million. On its opening weekend, Transformers grossed $70.5 million, amounting to a $155.4 million opening week, giving it the record for the biggest opening week for a non-sequel. As of November 2007, the film has made over $319 million domestically and over $708 million worldwide. Bay returned as director and executive producer for Transformers: Revenge of the Fallen, which was released on June 24, 2009 and went on to gross over $832 million worldwide. Although it received mostly negative reviews by critics, including aggressively critical reviews by American film critics such as Roger Ebert, Michael Phillips and David Denby, the film was well received by its intended audience and was one of the highest-grossing films of 2009. In 2010, it earned 7 Golden Raspberry Award nominations and winning 3 Worst Picture, Worst Director and Worst Screenplay. It was also one of the best-selling DVD and Blu-ray discs of 2009. Second only to Twilight in DVD format and the number 1 of all time in Blu-ray format until it was surpassed by Blu-ray sales of James Cameron's Avatar in April 2010. Bay directed Transformers: Dark of the Moon, released on June 28, 2011. His next film was a small film he had been developing for years, called Pain and Gain. The true crime story, based on events described in a Miami Herald article written by Pete Collins, concerns a group of bumbling bodybuilders working together to commit a robbery. They produced DreamWorks' I Am No. 4, based on a series of novels by Pittacus Law published by HarperCollins Children's Books. DJ Caruso directed. They will co-produce One Way Out, a reality series that pits ordinary people against each other as they try to keep their pasts hidden and builds toward a showdown where all those secrets will be revealed. Gideon's Sword, Douglas Preston and Lincoln Child's novel set for release in February 2011, was optioned by Bay Films and will be produced by Michael Bay. The main character, Gideon Crew, avenges the death of his father. On February 13, 2012, Paramount Pictures announced that Bay would produce and direct a fourth Transformers movie. The film, titled Transformers: Age of Extinction, was released in June 2014. Bay will team up with Warner Bros. To direct a live-action of Ghost Recon, based on the video game series. Production and effects companies. Platinum Dunes. Bay founded this production house with fellow producers Brad Fuller and Andrew Form in 2001. Platinum Dunes is named after one of Bay's first student films at Wesleyan University. Brad Fuller also graduated from Wesleyan and worked for Bay as an executive assistant before joining him in this business venture. The company's first film, a remake of the 1974 film The Texas Chainsaw Massacre, grossed $107 million worldwide. Platinum Dunes produced lucrative remakes of classic horror films and introduced new directors like Sam Bayer and Marcus Nispel to feature film audiences. Their most recent horror film production, A Nightmare on Elm Street starring Jackie Earle Haley as Freddy Krueger, was released April 2010. The film made $32.9 million in its opening weekend, covering nearly its entire $35 million budget, and went on to gross over $100 million worldwide. Paramount Pictures signed a first-look deal with Platinum Dunes in 2009. As part of this new relationship, Paramount Pictures and Nickelodeon brought the Platinum Dunes producers on to produce the new Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, rebooting the film series launched by New Line in 1990. Bay, Fuller and Form co-produced with Galen Walker, Scott Mednick and Marina Norman, and are working on the sequel for a June 3, 2016 release date. Platinum Dunes is currently in the process of selling an unnamed TV series to a major cable network, with Bay in talks to direct the pilot. Digital Domain. Bay and Windcrest Holdings, a Florida-based investment firm, acquired the digital effects company Digital Domain from James Cameron and Stan Winston in 1996, infusing the struggling business with a $50 million investment. Digital Domain considered an initial public offering in 2009 but ultimately withdrew the offer, because of the lack of interest. Currently a work-for-hire visual effects production house, Digital Domain plans to expand its efforts in the video gaming industry and become a full-fledged motion picture production house. Headquartered in Venice, Los Angeles, California, the company is also working to open branches in Vancouver, Canada and the state of Florida. The Institute. After leaving Propaganda Films, Bay and producer Scott Gardenhauer, also formerly at Propaganda, formed the Institute for the Development of Enhanced Perceptual Awareness, to produce commercials and other projects. Through the Institute, Bay has directed and produced spots for Victoria's Secret, Lexus, Budweiser, Reebok, Mercedes-Benz, and Nike. His most recent advertisement for Victoria's Secret was the 2009 "1,000 Fantasies" holiday campaign. 451 Media Group. Bay co-founded 451 Media Group with Doug Nunes, and with John and Anthony Gentile, who previously marketed brands such as Micronauts, Visionaries, Skydances and the Power Glove. The graphic novels employ touch code technology from T+ Ink, in which ink used in the printing process unlocks access to exclusive content that is housed on the Machinima network, which is transferred to users' touchscreen-enabled mobile devices when the printed books are touched to those devices. The company's premiere slate of graphic novels will be unveiled at the October 2015 New York Comic Con. The creators involved include Scott Rosenberg, Skip Woods, George Pelicanos, Mark Maluk, Clay McLeod Chapman and Peter and Paul Williams. Personal life. Bay lives in Los Angeles and Miami with his two bull mastiffs, Bone Crusher and Grace, named for characters in Transformers and Armageddon, respectively. As a boy, he donated his bar mitzvah money to an animal shelter and often includes his bull mastiff dogs in his films. Bay previously had another dog, Mason, whose final appearance in a film was as Miles' dog in Transformers. Mason died during production of that film in March 2007. Filmography. Frequent collaborators. Actors, actresses. Criticism. Despite his box office success, Bay has found little critical praise. The 2004 puppet film Team America: World Police, directed by Matt Stone and Trey Parker, features a song titled "The End of an Act," which bashes Bay and Pearl Harbor. Bay has responded to his critics, saying, "I make movies for teenage boys. Oh, dare, what a crime." Accolades. Bay has received 5 MTV Movie Awards. Best Movie and Best Summer Movie You Haven't Seen Yet for Transformers, and Best Action Sequence for Pearl Harbor, Bad Boys 2 and The Rock. In 1994, Bay was honored by the Directors Guild of America with an award for Outstanding Directorial Achievement in Commercials. Bay received the Showas 2009 Vanguard Award for Excellence in Filmmaking at the Confab of Theater Owners. In 2011, Bay was honored at the Transformers Hall of Fame for directing the Transformers live-action films.